Hello everyone, and today I have new exclusive leaks for the upcoming 40th episode of the Skibidi Toilet Multiverse by Dom Studio. And oh my goodness guys, this is just something truly incredible. I can guarantee you that. What we will see today will just blow your mind. And in this video I will share with you all the information that I have, as well as build some crazy theories about what may be waiting for us in the upcoming episode. What is this place that the Rolex head clock got into with Titan Clockman? And what are they doing here anyway? And which new characters will we finally see in the new episode? If you want to get the answer to all these questions, then get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end because it will be very interesting. Let's go. So let's move on without any delays to the first leak that can be found in the Dom Studios Discord channel and just take a look at what they left for us in it. So in this frame, we see at least two familiar characters, namely the Rolex head clock, as well as Titan Clockman, who is fighting not that far away from him, with some kind of huge and scary monster which is actually no other than Titan TV Man, who is infected with the zombie virus. And next to the Rolex, you can also see a familiar face, which is G-Man, who, however, does not look that aggressive. And for those who are not familiar with the Skibidi zombie multiverse by Monster Up, the question may logically arise, what the hell is even going on here in the first place? And now I'll point it out to you. So based on what is written on this spoiler in the Dom Studios Discord channel, it's Multiverse time, which was also a reference to the iconic It's Morbin time, as well as the fact that Monster Up announced that Skibidi Zombie Universe will appear in the Dom Studios series. We will finally see how the Rolex head clock travels between dimensions, and this time he will get into the dimension in which the fight against the zombie virus takes place. And the Skibidi Toilets and the Alliance have joined forces here to counter this threat. And I don't know yet exactly what might be waiting for us in the next episode, but I have a theory that the Rolex head clock has arrived here in order to call this G-Man into the main dimension for a while, in which the events that we are witnessing take place at the moment. And he needs it in order for this G-Man to confront another one, whom we know as G-Man Apocalypse. And you know, if this is really the case, then something incredible is waiting for us. And, well, regarding Titan Clockman, who is fighting with the infected Titan TV Man here, it must be said that he was also called to this universe in order to help to another character who is able to open portals between different dimensions so that he could deal with some problems. And I think that this Titan Clockman and the Titan Clockman who now supports Time Dome are two different characters, and I have a feeling that this Titan came from the same dimension as the Rolex head clock himself. And it's still unknown for sure, but I have such an assumption in me. And this Clockman is currently using one of his skills, and the hand of the infected zombie Titan TV Man got caught by it. And at this point, he will most likely lose this hand. And I also still don't really understand at what point in time the Clockman got here at all. Because as we remember in the fourth part of the 39th episode, he fought with Male 07. And therefore it seems to me that the events on this leak take place in the recent past or something like that. I'm not completely sure about it. Okay, and before we will move on to the next leak, I want to warn you that what you will see right now will be just incredible. So make sure that you give this video a like if you enjoy what I'm doing, of course, as well as subscribe to my channel so as not to miss my new cool videos that I am preparing for you. And now we're moving on. So in this picture, we see how one of the agents, the orange drill man with his robotic hand, fights with a smoked Skibidi mutant. And as you probably already guessed, this is the beginning of the battle, the preparation for which we observed in the second part of the 39th episode, when the agents of the Alliance flew to the place where this strange antenna was getting installed, which Susie tried to deactivate in the meantime. And if you will look closely at this picture, then you can notice something. The hand of this Skibidi mutant is smoking quite a lot, as well as a bunch of sparks and flames near it, which means that he is already pretty badly injured, and therefore I think that this drill man is defeating his opponent. Although it was actually obvious, because these Skibidi guys are pretty useless to me. Well, at least in closer combat, because we have already seen what they are capable of in the previous episode, and how they were easily crushed by Speaker Woman with the help of her new katanas. Well, and as for the same fight, remember that Skibidi toilet with extremely fashionable glasses? And based on his expression, he is already looking forward to how he will deal with the green cameraman who humiliated him in the distant 10th episode. And even though one of the toilets destroyed by Skibidi can be seen behind him, he intends to go all the way. And you know, something tells me that this is not an ordinary Skibidi toilet, and he must have some kind of trump card up his sleeve, which we must find out about in the 40th episode. Well, and now it's time to move on to two more leaks, which are the most interesting ones in my opinion, because you definitely would not expect what you will see next. Yeah, it looks like some kind of huge airplane. And yes, I don't understand what the hell this thing even is. And this is clearly the invention of Skibidi toilets, because if you will look closely at this picture, then you can see how the time daggers of Titan clockmen are trying to pierce this incomprehensible thing, but in the end, they just bounce off. And based on these daggers of Titan clockmen, as well as the building standing on the ground, all of this is happening in a place where the clockman is trying to contain a missile strike. And in addition to the fight near the Skibidi base, we will also see the continuation of the battle near this very dome, where the male 07 and the Rolex head clock are located. But I digressed here a little bit, so let's get back to this strange creature. And I said the creature because it's barely resembling a Skibidi toilet or something like that. And because of the quality of this picture, it's pretty hard to tell if there is a pilot toilet here, but it seems to me that this is one-eyed Skibidi. But it can also be the flamethrower that spits flames around. But what you can definitely see, though, is a huge hand, and it is likely that he has more than one. And with the help of them, he can move onto the ground, besides the fact that he is also apparently able to fly, considering that he looks like an airplane. And well, it is possible he needs this thing just to grind everything that gets in his way, because once again, it's hard to say anything here due to the fact that we don't see him completely, because most of his body is covered with fog from the teleportation or smoke from this explosion, if it's not the flame of a flamethrower. And now we're finally getting to what I think you've been waiting for the most. And yes, as you can see from the number 04 right on his forehead, it's male 04. And if we'll go back to the fight between Skibidi Nemesis and Titan Dragon, that is Titan Drillman, we will hear that this is exactly the mutant whose help Nemesis requested. Well, actually, it is not difficult to guess that he is located in the same place as this Skibidi plane, and he is here in order to detain Titan Clockman in case of anything. So let's take a look at him. I don't know about you, but he reminded me of the character Sundowner from the game called Metal Gear Rising. But who do you think he looks like? And at first glance, it seems that he does not have any unusual abilities, and this guy looks like an ordinary Skibidi mutant. But considering that Nemesis requested his help, he most likely has something that could defeat Titan Drillman. But I also have an assumption that this guy is not very strong by himself. But when he works in tandem with Male 05, he reveals his abilities to the fullest. Because this guy also reminded me of the Power Ranger from the TV series with the same name. But unfortunately, it is not yet known how his bro with number 5 looks like, so I cannot say anything here for sure. And that was all for today. Don't forget to write your own interesting theories about the Skibidi toilet multiverse, and tomorrow I will choose the most interesting ones and answer them in my next video. And also be sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and it was me, Chad. See ya!